Hey everyone, Mike with Design Lab. Today I'll be doing a review on the Sovol SH-02 Filament Dryer. I'm bringing this up and I want to kind of go about and make like a little series of other filament dryers. I have a bunch of them and they're all unique, but what I'd like to focus on is something that's, kind of like best bang for buck. And I feel like the SH-02 kind of hits that realm. You have a dual filament dryer, you get 2 spools of 1 kilogram. Pretty much the pros on this is that it has a nice gasket seal on here. You have 9 programs for filament profiles on here to heat up. This does only, and this is a pro and con, but it does only get up to 70 Celsius. Now, I don't have a reading to show up that it's accurate. I've read online mixed reviews. Some people say 75, some people say about close to 70, maybe 65 Celsius. But it depends on how the sensor's feeling that day. It is a little bit temperamental. From there, I do have really good seal on my PTFE tubing. That is a big thing I notice a lot of times, that the PTFE tubing just slides in and out. There's no coupling, there's nothing to hold it in nicely. So with this, I force it in. I'm having a hard time getting, oh, there it goes, getting out. It's a really nice seal. There's a modding community. You can take these out and actually replace them if you want to put PTFE tube connectors. Another pro is you have a nice little vent up here. So when you're drying, you can leave the vent open. When you're done, you want to keep it sealed, just close it off. Same thing, they give you plugs too for here if you want to. Print out some caps, but the plugs are right here attached, which are really nice. They're rubber. And then from there, you do have ball bearing rollers in here. This glides fairly well. Sadly, just due to the filament I have in here. Let's see if I can show you real quick. So, pretty easy. I think that's pretty good in my opinion. A lot of times, or sometimes they only move like a little bit and you're kind of struggling. That's pretty smooth. Nice click latch in the front, open and close. So that's really nice. And here's a con, even though it's a pro. The pro is you have a spot for desiccant beads. The con to it though is that they don't include desiccant beads, which is fine. But I would hopefully, give you like a little something, little pouch. It's only about a couple millimeters deep. It's not much. So I just threw beads into it and closed it up. There might be something on the community that people are maybe making something you print and popping in there, but for the most part, I'm gonna label it as a con just because they never included it and just how shallow it is. I would like a little bit more to throw in there. So, but the nice thing is with this whole setup though, because of the vent, and keep this in mind, is that you want to remove the moisture. So you're heating this all up. If you don't have any way to vent it, you're retaining that moisture in. Yes, the desiccant beads will absorb it, but you need a way to also vent because the humidity rises and then it condenses on the outer spot because of the dew point and how cold it is comparatively to inside here. So this is what's nice about the vent. Vent it when you're heating it. Try to get to temperature first, open it, and then pretty much vent it out for the few hours. When you're almost done, close it off, maybe the last hour or so. Let it just naturally cool, hold. And what's nice about the gasket seal at the same time, clip it, put it to the side. Pretty much this is your storage. If you want to worry about 24, 48 hours later and you want to use that filament, you're probably in a good spot then. Other than that, this doesn't use much. This does have 250 watt PTC heaters in here. So you got 300 watts total from there. And then you can also run through the program on that. So on that, I mean, for what it is and the shape of it, I don't think it's too bad. It fits in a lot of spots. A lot of the printers up here have the feeders. So like the U1 and the FlashForge C5, I can pretty much run them up right there like this. So downside is opening up this way. So I will say the side feeders maybe is a little bit difficult. Same thing with Centauri Carbon 1. I have the way that feeds with the run out. So you might have to mod it up or put connectors and run it a certain way that works out for you. But other than that, all things considered, for a lot of filament dryers out there, it's not too bad. I like it so far. So it's worked for my project so far. I ran a few ASA prints off this from single feeders, which helped out with no AMS system. So no big complaints on my end up that. And like I said, relatively good pricing. Keep an eye out. Sovol always has good deals going around. Got it on Amazon, so it's convenient, 2-day shipping. So you have a good few pluses on this. So yeah, check it out. I don't get any money back from them if you buy it online from the link I supplied or anything like that, but just want to kind of, like I said, give out some information to you guys out there so you can see what I'm experiencing and kind of save you the money from having to, buy something, test and you don't like it and return it. This way you could maybe check my video out and be like, hey, you know what? Seems pretty good, buy it. And I'm hoping that whatever my reviews are, stay pretty true. One more thing is another con. I know this video kind of bounced, but this does have a fan whine. Some people that are sensitive to noise, you will hear this. It's not that quiet, but at the same time, it's not, to me, it's not horribly drowning. I work in mechanical rooms all day, so maybe that is the difference, but for this isn't too bad at all. So I think it's pretty good. So if I had to rate this, I pretty much give it out of 5 stars, maybe 4.5. There's not too many bad cons, to be honest. And for the price, honestly, like I said, 4.5 stars out of 5. And yeah, check it out. Thank you for watching. Take care.